All right, hey guys, welcome back to The Experience again. I'm Brian, and this is my buddy Taylor.
Hello.
And today we're going to have a conversation about, no one's coming to get you, and some self-reliance and community reliance things that we should prepare for.
Yeah, so this is a rant, but in, I guess, a more serious context that let's talk about the hurricane, a little bit about what's going on in the world, and really less of the world and more our current space, right? Your community, your local area, the city, town, whatever you live in. Hopefully you don't live in a big city. I know I used to, and I got out of it when the toilet paper wars were happening, in the
toilet paper
in
wars,
the dark times of the coof. The hurricane kind of being an illuminating thing. So our buddies with Grindstone Ministries are up there right now in Tennessee and North Carolina helping out. It's been really neat to see a lot of the content that TJ's been putting out.
Yeah, quick shout out to Heath. He's killing it out there.
Heath is an amazing human being as well. So it's really neat to see the dudes out there doing positive things for the Lord, right? Like that's always a great thing. But the flip side, obviously, is the stuff that we're hearing about. The rument, as it would be known, in the things that are happening that shouldn't be, as far as the government not doing things, nefarious things, you name it. So think about it. Those people basically are on their own. A lot of them have been without any contact, water, power, food for 10, 12 days until the guys basically came upon them. And we're sitting here at home where I'm working. Brian's doing
Brian stuff
out there doing Brian stuff. And so obviously we're not there. We're not giving you the lessons from Hurricane Helene in that sense, right? Because we're not there.
Yeah, we didn't live it. So
and
we
I
can't,
think
give you
exactly. And I think experience is the best teacher. So from a context of looking at it from the outside, right? You have people whose whole lives have been swept away instantly. And the only people that they can really rely on is their community. But because it's widespread enough in an area that's not meant to ever encounter that, all of a sudden their community isn't really able to help them, and it's the bigger community, so like I guess body of Christ in this context. But it really makes me wonder, like what would happen if we had a wide-scale event here that caused all of our infrastructure to go down.
Paradigm shifting, paradigm shattering.
Yeah, it's the Pastor Joe. I guess we're just doing our preparedness loves today. So it's like that Pastor Joe contemplate the unthinkable thing.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with Pastor Joe, we'll forgive you. Go check out Viking Preparedness on
100%.
YouTube. He's on Patreon too if you're into that. But it's just amazing to think that process through, right? Contemplating the unthinkable and then going to the level of like, what's our community plan? Who do we know that we could go to? All of that, like. Without people at this point, I think it's hard to even look at any sort of prosperous picture, even with the real world continuing, which is what I hope happens. Honestly, I know a lot of folks are out there with this doom and gloom, bring it on mindset, and I've never experienced a civil war. Brian, will you kind of break that down for me?
In my opinion, the folks who are just bring it on, we need to have combat here in the United States, Civil War type stuff, dude. You're getting into a situation that you cannot fathom the inhumane shit that man will do to man. Ethnic cleansings that have happened. Things like in
tribal warfare, and we're all tribal. It breaks down that way every time. It's
going to be worse than you could ever imagine. And I hear a lot of guys at local gun stores say, oh, well, I got my granddad's 30-30. There'll be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Yeah, well, that ain't going to do anything against a drone, an Apache, an armored personnel carrier, 150 airborne troops dropping into your backyard.
I was about to say, that's assuming that all those people are going to leave their wives and their children and be willing to go out and say goodbye for the last time to them, and to go meet a bunch of strangers in the woods with no plan and no ability to even communicate.
And they'll come up with one. And if they don't have anything and you do, they're coming for your stuff.
So,
they're werewolves, man. They eat their own.
The idea that no one's coming for you, and I always want to approach it from a non-doom and gloom perspective. You can look at it from a spiritual context. If you're into that, that's cool. We will do that, but not currently right now. Looking at it from the context of you can't pull security all the time, but What about your spouse? What about the other people in your life? The idea that it's about me is really, that was the first easy part for me. I was I don't really care if I starve. I'm kind of worried about watching her starve.
Or freeze.
Yeah, or freeze.
Or have heat exhaustion and heat stroke.
Yeah, or died dehydration or
Or
something.
dysentery.
Yeah, ooh, I was wearing my Oregon Trail shirt the other day, but now I'm puckering a little bit thinking about that.
I mean, it's all real things, man. It's all real things, and there's simple things people don't know. Like when you're in a bad environment, don't touch your food. You know, don't eat with your bare hands. You know, things like that.
Oh, dude, and that's the thing. I think a lot of it is really that there's a lot of A, knowledge that's free, B, skills that are relatively cheap or able to be accomplished with things you already own. And then, yeah, you're going to have to spend some money. There's my third one. You're going to have to spend some money. And I get that's part. Always the breakdown for people that ends up being this like, oh, well, I have to go do all this stuff. Like, it's a marathon, so don't, wear yourself out instantly. But I think at this point, us as Americans, like, obviously we're having a mindset conversation. So this is all out of love, but like us as Americans have it so easy that we don't really appreciate where we're at.
That's a fact.
And I think that right now we're still able to do the things that we can, the lights are still on, the Wi-Fi is still going, Walmart's still got food. So for most people, like, that's okay. And they're doing the best they can financially if they are not able to prep and they know about preparedness, or just in general, like, take care of the things that they know they're lacking in. I get a lot of people are on a budget, so it's one of those things about, I guess, determining what you can cut, and then there's a lot of ways to do things cheaply.
Oh yeah, like an example of doing things cheaply is get online and look up how to make pemmican. And pemmican has like a crazy shelf life.
Colonial survival food, the OG. That's a good example. And I mean that, I think a lot of it's just knowledge that
I'm not down with hardtack though, so we're not going to go there.
We're not pirates. The knowledge that never really was transferred from that generation of, like, I don't know, 200, how long have we been a country? Like 240 something years, right? I don't math well. Overall, this is just one of those things, like, out of love that really I was thinking about on the way to work today, because I am very blessed to be able to enjoy something, enjoy what I do, and enjoy something that I can somehow get paid for simultaneously. So I was really having one of those moments where I kind of wanted to have that chat that's like, I don't know, your older brother, dad advice question you always ask people. It was kind of like that. I was like, hey man, like 10 years ago, if I was looking at it like right now, knowing where we were currently 10 years ago, what would I say to myself 10 years ago? It's like, well,
dude, I got that answer on the spot. If
it took me a long time. Go ahead.
If I go back 10 years ago and tell myself, hey dude, alcohol, spending money on alcohol and bar tabs, if I would have taken that money and rolled it into something more beneficial for my future, I'd be sitting better as far as preparedness goes, supplies go, money in the bank goes.
Yeah, general debt, everything, right?
Because now that I don't live like that, and I realize, man, like, dude, I wasted a lot of time, money,
you name it,
health,
sanity, happiness, things some certain things that happen to me and my body or other people in my life that will never be able to be undone.
Yeah, I'd like to go tell 19-year-old me to actually take care of your body, bro. Like, heal, like, take the time to heal, like, do some proper like self-maintenance, man. Let your knee heal before you do something else. Like, dog, calm down, man. You're breaking your body up.
Yeah, for real though. And I think for me, don't look to satisfaction in other people.
Yeah.
Don't be wasting money on things. Again, like, alcohol is a big thing. And I get everybody's, you're in your 20s, you're going to go out and experience life and do that shit. But, like,
at least be able to remember it.
Yeah, that's the thing is most of my biggest regrets were spent when I didn't know what I was doing or didn't remember it, or someone had to tell me what horrible thing happened afterwards.
You won't believe what you did, bro.
But a lot of it really boils down to having lost so many people at this point, like my dad and other people, knowing how finite time is, and hey, like, you drive every day. Driving is dangerous. So if today's that day, like, I would like to at least say, like, I closed it off well. My last phone call was a positive one, whatever it is, more or less nobody's coming for you. We hope that you're going to be able to, find it in yourself to build some community, or at least make sure that you are solid and the foundation is yourself. So start there, spiritually or not.
Because you attract like-minded people, whether you realize it or not, and you're attracted to like-minded people. So if your concern is like, man, I need to learn how to hunt, I need to learn how to process wild game, I want to learn how to shoot better. I want to learn how to survive with bushcrafting and learn medical stuff and all these things. You're going to be attracted to those kind of people, and you're going to attract those kind of people. If all you're thinking about is I'm here for a good time, not a long time, so I'm going to drink everything I can, that's who you're going to be running with.
I'm disposable. It's okay.
And when everything goes down, your homie who maintains, a keg of Busch beer in his garage is not going to have water or food.
Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate your time. We hope that you found something valuable in this, or that there was at least like a mustard seed of thought planted in there and
get motivated.
Sprinkled in. Maybe it'll be good for later. Get motivated. Stay awesome. Until next time.
Be safe in all you do.
We'll catch you on the next one.